Here is the IPC worksheet for this week. And today's LO is I know the history of electricity, and we'll be going through a sort of history timeline of electricity in this lesson. And it says, can you imagine a world where we don't have electricity, no light switches to turn on, no computers to turn on, no hot water, and way more? Yeah, I often think how terrible it would be not to have electricity. In modern life, we use electricity on a daily basis and do not think anything of it. We take it for granted. However, for most of human history, electricity was not known about. So how and why did that change? Read on. We, ancient Greeks, knew that rubbing amber would make light objects attract to it. We thought it became magnetic, but we know this is static electricity, right? We had a look at that last week. What they were actually observing was static electricity. There we go. While we did not know about electric currents, while we did not know that electric currents existed, we were aware of shocks from a fish. We called it Thunderer of the Nile. So I'm guessing this is, oh yeah, an ancient Egyptian. Yeah. Ancient Egyptians thought that electric fish were protectors of other fish. Electric fish were written about by the ancient Greeks, Romans, and Arab scholars. Maybe we go here next. It was not until hundreds of years later, in the 1600s, that William Gilbert studied and distinguished between magnetism of metals and static electricity. He used the Greek word for amber, electron, and invented a new Latin word, electricus. Okay, so that's where we get the word electricity from. It actually means amber in Greek, which is part of a tree. Okay. Where is it next? Is it here or here? I'll try Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin was the first person to study electricity in depth. One of his most important findings was proving that lightning was electrical. It had been thought of as different up until then. He flew a kite during a storm to which he had attached a key. When the kite was indeed hit by the lightning, he felt electric sparks from the key. He was very fortunate not to be electrocuted. This is not an experiment that needs to be repeated. He was also the first to store electricity and knew it consisted of positive and negative charges. So don't fly a kite during a storm. He was doing it as part of his funny experiment, but it's not a good idea. Alessandro Volta, so I'm guessing that's where we get the word volt from. It's to measure the volts in electricity, invented the first battery, which was known as the voltaic pile, okay, as it was made of layers of zinc and copper, which was either combined with sulfuric acid or saltwater brine to create an electric current. Volta's name was also the basis for the following words. Voltage, this is the electric force that causes free electrons to move from one atom to another. Volt is the unit of measurement for voltage, written as V. Yeah, on the back of some, on batteries as well, they will tell you the voltage. So they'll have a number and then a V to show how strong the voltage is. Usually it's 1.5, but you can get stronger batteries. The voltaic pile was hugely important as it allowed an electric current to be released steadily and efficiently. Therefore, it was now possible to use an electric current as a form of power for other objects. Michael Faraday used Volta's discoveries and was able to make an electric current move by using a magnet inside a wire coil. He was able to build an electric motor and generator. Thomas Edison invented the modern light bulb. While light bulbs were not a new idea, he did improve on the previous designs, which were not useful as they did not stay lit for very long. Louis Latimer worked for Edison and invented a filament, the metal part that you can see in light bulbs, through which the electric current passes, which enabled Edison's light bulb to stay lit for a long time. From these electrical inventions, many others followed and changed the way we live our everyday lives. So basically, you have to write these paragraphs in the correct order on this timeline. So we start here and then we fill out the timeline. Let me read through each of the boxes and then I'll ask you to read them. In 1821, Michael Faraday makes the first electric motor. In 1800, Alessandro Volta makes the first electric battery and proves to the world, that electricity can travel through wires. In 1881, Latimer invented a filament which enabled Edison's light bulb to stay lit for a long time. In 1752, Benjamin Franklin takes the lightning rod and proves that lightning is in fact a type of electricity. Okay, and full stop. Don't forget your full stops. In 1879, Thomas Edison makes a light bulb that lasts for more than 13 hours. In 1600, English scientist William Gilbert came up with the word electricity from the Greek word for amber. To make this smaller, I don't know, about that size, there we go. Right, so that's our title. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, this is the first one. We haven't got that much time left anyway. Which one will be the second one if we have in 1600? English scientist William Gilbert came up with the word electricity. 1752, right. So just to help you out, I can put 2 here one here. What is the third one? Michael Faraday? Is it Michael Faraday? That's right, this one, because it's 1800. Yeah, let's try and do it in the time. Right, next one. Now it's Michael Faraday. Okay, 4. What's next? There we go, yes.